I didn't know I needed to say this, but apparently I do. You should not be using ChatGPT as a therapist. You should not be using open AI systems, artificial intelligence systems, machine learning systems to supplement for a therapist or a mental health professional that is licensed. This is why digital media literacy and digital literacy and AI literacy is so important. Okay? One, ChatGPT was not built on a mental health model. Okay? It did not get a PhD, it did not get a master's in counseling of any sort. My second point, AI systems are notorious for being built on racial bias, discriminatory bias, and just every other bias that you can think of. And so when you are inputting your medical information, your confidential emotional information, you don't know what that advice is rooted in. In addition to that, AI pulls information from everywhere to spit out a response in zero point 0.3 seconds, right? You don't know the sources that is pulling from. You don't know the training institutions, the research institutions, if those therapists that is pulling from is current day or from a past. You don't know if the research and the findings that is pulling from is considering people that look like you. In addition to that, you don't want an AI model to be built off of the back of your traumas and emotional labor. There is an underbelly to technology. There's an underbelly of AI. And if you are putting in these scenarios in these past events or current events that require consulting a therapist, I can't even put into words how dangerous that is. I understand using AI from a productivity standpoint, from a business building standpoint. I get it, right? As does everybody. But when we are talking about your personal life, especially as there are AI models being built with super intelligence, right? Again, when we think about the underbelly of technology, everything sounds so sci-fi until it's not. You just got exposed to AI and ChatGPT in the past 24 months, but researchers have been doing this since the early 2000s. I also want to name and note that one early 2000s on like really developing artificial intelligence, but we are still in what they would consider the dark ages of AI. We are still in the very beginning phases as we are looking at this from a technological historian perspective, right? We're still at the beginning. We have so much access to information, more than any other human civilization. But because there are really no checks and balance systems rooted in equity, rooted in advocacy, that is not a place you want to store your personal information or seek advice from of that magnitude. Okay? I really want to name and say that because I'm seeing this become more popular where people are using AI as a therapist, and I can see how that can become very, very, very dangerous. And understand, these predictive models don't consider you. They are not your friend, even if they are responding in a friendly tone. It is a computer. A lot of ones and zeros. That is it. And a lot of times, most of the time, I would argue all the time, these predictive models, these AI models are racist. They are programmed to be racist or oppressive or a combination of every racial bias and oppressive behavior that you can think of. That is not where you need to be getting mental health advice from. If you need resources, first to look at what therapists in your area have a sliding scale as it relates to the rate where they will work with your income. In addition to that, look to see what nonprofits are in your area that help provide licensed counseling services and licensed therapy services. Okay? If you have insurance, depending on your insurance, your therapy sessions will be covered. You need to utilize all of the research to see what is available to you. I don't know why I keep stuttering over my words, but please research to see what resources and what directories exist out there for you. There are a plethora of resources out there. Leverage them. Will it take a little bit of research? Yes. But do not cheat yourself by trying to substitute AI for your therapist. That is cuckoo.